behind the wrecked Riviera, head in her hands, so drenched in blood and gore that I thought she must be seriously hurt. Her hair and even the little pink barrette she wore in it was spattered and stained. Uh-oh. Was that a little pink barrette? Up closer, it appeared to be a chunk of brain matter. But whose? The medic checking her pulse did not seem unduly concerned. Other medics surrounded a young man lying in the street. His hair looked as though he had jammed a wet thumb into a light socket. Was it normally that wild or rearranged by whatever mishap left him sprawled on the pavement? What on earth had the not-so-good citizens of Miami been doing to each other out here? The world is crazy, full of crazy people. Miami has more than its share. My job is to tell the public all about it. My name is Montero, Britt Montero, and I cover the police beat in this superheated sea-level city at the bottom of the map. The medical examiner and 2 cops stepped away from the Buick just then, and I glimpsed the driver, still behind the wheel. My God. I swallowed hard. Ojeda mopped his face with a handkerchief as I sidled up and murmured softly in his ear. "Where is his head?" "Nowhere," he replied, "and everywhere." "Was this an accident or a shooting?" I demanded. "What happened?" "Talk to PIO," he said. "Nobody from public information is here." "Jesus, will you look at that?" he muttered. We stared morosely at adults in the crowd who had hoisted toddlers up high onto their shoulders so the wee ones could better view the carnage. "Okay." The detective stashed his sodden handkerchief. "Don't tell them I talked to you," he warned. "Here's the 411. Our victim, the driver here, his gal pal Wanda, that's her over there." He indicated the woman on the curb, whose mumbling was rapidly coalescing into an incoherent rant. "And his brother come bopping into Overtown to buy crack. The brother is riding shotgun, literally. He's in the back seat with a sawed-off across his knees." "That him over there? The injured guy in the street?" "Nope. Don't get ahead of me here." Ojeda looked annoyed. "Don't jump the gun. You always do that." I wanted to argue that he was no one to talk, but didn't. "He's the street corner dealer our happy little group in the car is making a buy from when a dispute arises. Our man in the street there is leaning in the car window, negotiating, when our driver apparently tries to take off with both the drugs and the money. Don't know if they planned a rip or if it was some spur-of-the-moment brainstorm. The seller refuses to let go the goods. He's half in and half out of the window, getting dragged. The brother in the back seat starts brandishing the shotgun. The seller grabs it and hangs on for dear life, getting dragged farther into the car as they wrestle over the gun. Then, ba-boom! It goes off, taking off the driver's head, which explodes onto his girlfriend's lap. The dead guy's foot punches the accelerator, and the car peels out, leaving a 150-foot trail of blood back on 2nd Avenue. He stopped to glare at the flies already buzzing the car. He slumps, his chest on the horn, foot on the accelerator. They wind up here about a mile later. From what I hear, his passengers were screaming louder than the horn. The dealer's legs are still hanging out the back window, kicking and thrashing. One of our unmarked cars had to swerve up on the sidewalk to get out of their way. They do a U-turn and are following as the car sideswipes a light pole and a bunch of parked vehicles, mows down those meters, runs over some news vending machines, and slams into the planter. The airbag deploys, shoves the driver back into an upright position, and the horn stops. Somebody should invent airbags activated by gunfire, I thought, to shield against bullets and shotgun blasts. They could market them in Miami. "Where's the brother?" I asked, looking around. "Our guys following him see the backseat passenger crawl out of the wreckage and sprint off into the twilight," he says. "Wanda's still sitting in front, trying to put her boyfriend's skull back together. Most of the pieces